How to draw bacon and eggs. Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little bacon and eggs couple with coloring pencils. I'll show you how to do this step by step. This is an easy drawing lesson for kids, beginners, and kids of all ages. Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Alphabet Soup, we choose a letter from the alphabet and we draw food that starts with that letter. So let's draw. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have my dollar store drawing pad here. It's 11 inches by 8.5. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser. And if you have an old paintbrush that you've never used to paint with, it's great for dusting off your page. Now for color, we're using coloring pencils. I've got yellow. I have a very light gray color. I have white. These are optional, and I'll tell you why after. And I have two oranges. One is kind of a medium orange color, and one looks almost like brown, but there's some orange in it. So you could replace that with brown, but you want to have two different colors of brown for the bacon, okay? So why don't I clear off my space and we can begin. Oh yes, I also have a black Sharpie and my fine tip black marker for outlining. Don't want to forget to say that. So why don't we start bacon and eggs. Makes me hungry. Now this is alphabet soup, so we're going to write out the words of the drawings that we're going to do. So let's write out bacon and eggs. So let's do a capital B, and we'll do a small b. Okay, and for eggs, we've got E's, right? So we'll do a capital E and a small e. So let's write out bacon and eggs. Capital B, A, C, O, N, small a, N, or D. For eggs, it's a capital E, two little G's, and an S. So we've got bacon and eggs. Okay, let's take our pencil and let's start. Now we'll draw the egg first. So the yolk of the egg is round-ish, roundish, because nothing's ever perfect, right? And then let's draw the white. So it's kind of looks like a flower, a little bit like a flower. And we'll draw the bacon. Now the bacon is flat on top and kind of wavy on the sides, flat on the bottom, and kind of wavy on the sides, like that, all right? Now let's draw the stripes on the bacon, because there's always these stripes of fat. So we're just drawing lines to follow the outline of the bacon. And we'll do it on the other side too. There we go. And there's one in the middle that we'll draw. We'll draw a stripe in the middle, but it'll be like a squiggly little stripe. And on this side too. Okay, so that's our egg and that's our bacon. So let's draw some faces, or at least the eyes, so we don't color in the eyes. Let's just draw two ovals right here. And the pupils. Actually, I'm going to change that. I want them to look at each other. So watch what I do. Look at my fancy eraser, isn't that neat? I'm going to erase that. I'm going to be erasing all of my pencil marks anyway after I outline, so you can do that if you want. I'm going to put her pupils, because she's going to be a she, and she's going to be looking at the bacon, and the bacon's going to be looking at her. So why don't we draw some eyes on the bacon. We're going to have to erase part of that stripe because we want the eyes to kind of be like this. And we'll put a mouth on the bacon too. Let's draw a mouth on the egg as well. Okay, now what I want to do is erase any line that goes inside the eyes or inside the mouth, all right? So let's do that. That one's okay. And we'll take those two lines out of the mouth. There we go. And we'll draw some pupils on this fella too. He's looking at her. Okay, and we'll put in the details after, the eyebrows and the eyelashes on her, and we might give them some teeth and some cheeks. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fine liner marker, it's black, and I'm going to outline everything. And I'm not too concerned about following my pencil marks because I am going to erase them. But if you're not going to follow your pencil marks, if you're not going to erase your pencil marks, I should say, try to follow along the line that you created, okay, so they don't show too much. But as you can see, I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, I will be erasing. All right, she's got a big smile. Now for the bacon. I have all of my windows open today because it's a beautiful day outside. The birds are chirping, but it's windy, so I don't know if you can hear the wind in the background. It's very, very windy today. I'm going to outline his eyes right away. And his mouth. And as I'm doing this middle stripe, I'm going to stop anywhere near the eyes and the mouth because I don't want to draw inside them. You see what I mean? You want to make sure there are no stripes inside the eyes or the mouth. And then over here. There we go. So that's all outlined. Now before you erase, and I always say this, make sure your marker is dry, okay? Because you don't want to smudge everything everywhere. So I'm going to gently erase all of those pencil marks. I like the way this looks, but I'm going to leave that up to you if you want to erase your pencil marks or not, okay? I just think it looks really nice when it's outlined and all the pencil marks are gone. Okay, so I think I got all of my pencil marks erased. Let's take a look. Yes, everything's erased. Now we can start adding our color. I'm going to start with my yellow. The yolk of the egg is yellow, so I'm going to color in yellow, but I'm not going to get any yellow into the mouth or the eyes, okay? I just noticed I have a few pencil marks. There we go. All right, so off I go. And as I always tell you, my friends, when you're using coloring pencils, you don't have to press down hard because we're going to add several layers of color. And I'll show you all that in a moment. But if you watch my videos, you already know what I'm talking about. And you're like, yes, Rain, you've always said that. We know, Rain. So you also know what I'm about to say, which is don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while as you're coloring so you don't wear it down all on one side. Because if you wear it down all on one side, it breaks quicker. You have to sharpen more. And it doesn't last long enough. It's hard to buy colored pencils individually. Sometimes you just have to buy the whole pack. And if you run out of a yellow, for example, and you have to buy a whole pack just to get another yellow, ooh, that's too much money. Okay, so I've colored in the yolk. Now what I'm going to do is add a second layer of yellow, and all that means is that I'm coloring it in a second time. If you wanted to add a third layer of yellow, you would color it in a third time. Fourth layer of yellow, you color it in 4 times. You understand what I mean. I think you can see the difference. Maybe not with the yellow so much, but that's 1 layer and this is 2. It just puts more color onto your canvas or onto your page. So I'm going to be careful around the eyes, not to get any yellow in the eyes, if I can try not to. And I don't want any yellow into the mouth either. And if you wanted to add a third layer, go ahead. Add as many or as few layers as you want. I'm just going over this quickly with a third layer, just to make it really bright yellow. Okay, so the yellow is done. Now I'm going to show you how I add a little bit of color to the white of the egg. You could just leave it white if you want. That's perfectly fine. But what I'm going to do is I have that very light gray here. I'm just going to give the white of the egg the slightest little bit of gray around the edges. And I'm not pressing down hard. As you can see, I've got it on its side. And that forces me not to press down hard. You should try it. Just hold it like this. Put your hand like this and hold it this way. And you're going to see how light it goes on. Because you can't, it's hard to press down in this position, right? So that's a good trick. If you ever want to add very, very light layers, hold the pencil on its side. And I'm turning my pencil, okay? And I'm not filling gray into the entire egg, the egg white I should say, just a little bit around the edges. It may not be all that visible, but it does make a difference. So now what I'm going to do is take my white color, and again, you might not see it, but I'm going to go over all of that gray with white. But if you do this and you're looking at your piece of paper and you're drawing, you're going to see a difference. It kind of lightens up the gray a little bit. It just makes it a little more interesting than leaving it white, but you can definitely just leave no color in there if you want. Because this is a dollar store drawing pad and it's got a little, it's not quite white, it's got a little yellowy in it. So when I put white down, it kind of makes a bit of a difference. Okay, that's all I'm doing for the egg. Now let's work on the bacon. Now for the bacon, I am going to take my, let's see, I'm going to take this color here. It's called mineral orange, and that's the one I told you is kind of like a medium orange. And all the 3 stripes, I'm going to use this color here. And I am definitely going to be applying 2 layers of this color. I'm just going to be careful because I don't want to get any color outside of my lines. I can't believe how windy it is out there. That's crazy. It's always like that where I live. I live in the Maritimes of Canada, in Atlantic Canada, which means I'm by the Atlantic Ocean. And usually around this time, early May. I'm being careful not to get any of that dark orange into the eye or into the mouth, okay, as I'm talking here. In early May, around this time of the year, it's always super duper windy around here. Not sure why that is. Has something to do with the ocean. I should probably find that out, because it would be interesting to learn that. In spring, why is it so windy in this area? I am turning my pencil. I hope you're remembering to do the same. One of my dogs is snoring already. All right, so that first layer is done. I'm going to go ahead and apply a second layer of dark orange color, just to make sure it looks really, really good, vibrant, colorful. I don't want any of that page popping through, if possible. You know, the color of the page, I don't want it to be blotchy like that. All right, how are you guys doing? Do you like eating bacon and eggs? I love it. I love them. But my tummy does not like eggs anymore. It's interesting how your body changes. Sometimes you think you can eat everything, and then all of a sudden your body says, nope, not allowed to have that anymore. For me, it's the yellow part of the egg that I have trouble with. I've always had trouble with that, but I can eat the whites of the eggs. So sometimes I make just an egg scramble with the whites of the eggs, and I cook the yolks and I give them to the dogs. They love them. And bacon too. I love bacon. I don't eat enough of it though. I should get some next time I go grocery shopping. I love the way it smells and the way it tastes. It's very salty, but it's so good. All right, there we go. My 2 layers are done. Now I'm going to take that. This is like, I think I told you it's called pumpkin orange, but it's more of a brownish orange. You see, it's a dark, dark, dark. It looks like a brown or a light brown, but it's got a little bit of orange in it. So the rest of the bacon, the slice of bacon is going to be this color, except for the eyes and the mouth. Okay, so I'm being careful there. I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. There we go. So what's your favorite way of doing eggs? I love egg salad sandwiches too. That's another way I like to have eggs, with the mayonnaise. It's so delicious. On toasted bread with a little bit of lettuce. That's how I like it. And I love quiche Lorraine. Have you ever had a quiche? It's like an egg pie. Usually you put cheese in it, and you can put bacon in it actually. You can put vegetables or ham, or just have it with eggs and cheese. Usually it's like a Swiss type of cheese too. It's really delicious. And of course you have it with that really good pie crust. There's so many things you can do with eggs. My dogs eat eggs every day. I boil eggs for them, and they have some in the morning. I have 5 dogs, so I divide up one egg between them every day. They just love it. It's a great treat for them. All right, so that's my first layer of this pumpkin orange. Now I'm going to add a second layer just to make sure it's nice and dark. I'm being careful around the eyes and the mouth, and I'm turning my pencil once in a while. There we go. Now it's pretty obvious between 1 and 2 layers, right? Don't you think that one looks a lot better? It's more colorful. And I'm going to show you how to blend a little better just after we finish this layer. I'll show you what to do to blend. I got a little bit of colored pencil into the pupil, but that's okay because I'm going to be coloring that in black. But I want to be careful around the mouth because I want it to stay the same color as the paper. Okay, almost done here. Now I'm going to take that medium orange again and watch what I'm doing. I'm just going around the edges of where that pumpkin orange and the medium orange mixed. I'm going to do that everywhere. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's going to help blend in the colors together, in case I missed a spot or anything like that. You can use other colors to blend each color together, you know. I could go over the whole thing with this color to blend it. The darker color will always shine through, but it kind of blends it a little better around the edges. All right, so that's all of our color. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my black Sharpie. I am first going to put some scrap paper underneath, though, because Sharpies they bleed through the page. I don't want my next page to be full of Sharpie. So I'm just going to be filling in the pupils with that black Sharpie. Okay? And when you fill them in, you can really see, it looks like she's looking at him. I love that. There we go. Those are the eyes. Now I'm going to take my fine tip black marker. If you don't have one, you can always use just a black coloring pencil. And I'm going to add a few details on her. Let's give her some eyelashes. And maybe some eyebrows up here. And some cheeks. You just do little semicircles around the edge of the mouth, and those are her cheeks. And let's give her some teeth. We'll draw a line like this, and then straight lines down. Now these are cartoon teeth, obviously. Nobody's teeth looks like that. Now for him, we'll just give him some eyebrows and some cheeks. And the same thing, we'll give him some teeth. There we go. Now, these two are friends, so why don't we give them some arms? We'll just give her an arm up here, and she's got 3 little fingers. And we're going to have these two holding hands. I'm going to show you how to do that. We have one line coming down here, one line coming down here, and it kind of goes into a bit of a triangle. And what you can do is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like they're holding hands. And we'll give him an arm here, 1, 2, 3. And let's give them some legs. Just an L shape. And for him, an L shape. So there you have it. bacon and eggs. Eggs and bacon. Now, my friends, don't forget to sign your work. I want you to be proud of the beautiful work of art that you just created. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and we'll see you next time on Alphabet Soup. Thanks for watching. Bye.